Oh,
a very
Scott Lee,
large
MD,
head.
what's your story?
So mine is, we're going to call this story the drummer incident. So as I described my secret talent, I had a group of people over, and actually the producer of the show was over my house, and we did a jam session. So I had all these great musicians. I had a guy that played with Jimi Hendrix,
Really?
and he came over, and he was the drummer. And he's this is 20 years ago. He was in his 60s, and he's probably dead by now. But anyway, evidently had a problem with some poisons, like little drugs and things. So
Naturally,
we're all
he's a
hanging
drummer.
out, and I had this little beagle, cute little beagle dog, and he let the dog out, and the dog runs off all the time. It comes back, but it ran off, but he got really freaked out. And I don't know what he took before he got to the show,
Okay.
where all these musicians, my friend Fred and Campbell, we had Fernando playing the sax, I was playing guitar and
DMT.
bass, and we had this guy, the drummer, we'll call him Drummer Joe.
Drummer Joe.
And he's an older guy, and he got great stories about Hendrix and things. And so it was pretty cool. I'm like, wow, this is such a cool thing. I'm getting to play with somebody that played with Hendrix. Wow.
That's cool, yeah.
So we're playing, and we're getting our groove on, and we got some great musicians there. I had Bob Husami, who's a local player, played with Santana. We had, great musicians there. And all of a sudden, the guys, we had some beverages there, of course, adult beverages for the guys. But all of a sudden, I'm part of the bottom because I think I was playing bass on the song, and the drums just drops out. And the guy's sitting there half asleep. And evidently he felt bad about letting the dog out. He goes, I saw the soul of your dog in my eyes, and now I'm worried he's gone. He started drinking, and I don't know what drugs he was taking.
DMT.
And it just all
So-
kicked in at once.
Dirty
Yeah,
mother
and it all
trucker.
kicked
Shut
out,
him
and
off.
then you hear, bing, bang, boom, bash, and the guy falls through the drum kit.
nice.
Oh,
out
very,
into-
very Keith Moon.
And everything just stops. And we're looking at each other, what the hell is going on with this guy? So now we got a guy that's passed out in the middle of this session, and we barely could get out of him where he lives. And me and my friend Fred, we were like, what are we going to do with him? We'll just take him home. We'll take him to his house.
Dump him on his porch and drive away.
front
That's
yard.
that's what we were thinking.
We've all done it.
Right, we were thinking that, but this is what we did. We'll lean him against the door. We'll ring the bell.
I was tired.
Somebody open.
But we're 12 years old. But the bottom line, that didn't happen. We get to the door, and his wife, who's in her 30s, 30 years younger than them, answers the door, and they have a little 5-year-old kid, and they go, oh, again? And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. Yeah, he does this every once in a while. I'm like, oh, that's great. So we didn't actually have to just press the door and run away, which was our original plan. So I'm like, oh gosh. So that's my
Okay.
story for the day.
Cool.
Rockstar drummer story.
Rockstar.
He must
Write
have
it
been on
down.
DMT.
What,
Dirty
was he
Mother Trucker.
Dirty
part of
Mother
the
Trucker.
experience, or he just played with Hendrix?
No,
Ask
he
questions.
just.
Was it Noel Redding?
Can I answer that? No, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
go
It was not Noel Redding.
Exactly.
It was a guy that he had a band, and Hendrix would come in
He was
and
a
hang
session
out.
drummer kind of.
Yeah, and
Keith
he'd come
Moon-esque.
in and he'd
Hired
play with
gun
him.
kinda guy.
And he said Hendrix wasn't that good at the time. I'm like, really? He goes, well, he had good nights, and he had nights that he wasn't that good, like we all do. Sometimes you get it all together, but it was interesting playing with him, even though he was drunk, and he smashed all the drums and fell out drunk.
That's cool.